My favorite collaboration? Oh my gosh. I honestly, okay, Joe Packham, Phyllis.mp3 on Instagram. He's like one of my best friends, and I just love collaborating with him. Like, it's just like one of those things where you like go to somebody's house and you just feel so comfortable. Like, we can just like make things together, and it never feels like weird or like I'm being judged or anything. Like, I can kind of just like do whatever. And like I made Lost Myself with him. Like, we co-wrote that song and he made the beat. And like that was one of my favorite songs like I've ever done. And he is just like, it's just so fun with Joe. We love Joe.
I feel like I'm lost myself. Waking up to sunshine without.
I think it's so easy for that to happen because it's like, at least for me, it was like I was with people or doing things like to fill like a void inside of myself, or like to like cope with things that have happened to me in my past. So I would just like, I guess, use other people or something, like just to kind of fill that void. And I feel like it's easy for that to happen, especially when this person is kind of probably doing the same thing. So it's kind of just like two people doing that together, and then you get lost in the sauce very easily. Like, it's just very much. So I think that's kind of what we were thinking about, like when going into this, because sometimes like within even relationships that you think are healthy, you can lose yourself so easily because it's like you're giving so much and you don't realize how much this person is taking. It's so funny because like Joe was literally like, we need a verse on this song. Like, we need a verse. And I was like, a verse? Like, I don't rap. Like, I'm not a rapper. And he was like, how can you say that if you haven't done it though? And I was like, you know what? You're right. So he just kept looping the beat, and like I just kind of was just doing like freestyling a bunch, and then like we just picked out lines from what I had said and then like made a verse out of it. And then like certain things just really popped, and he was like, you have to throw in the coochie line. He was like, coochie! Like, he was really sitting behind his little desk. He was like, the coochie line. And I was like, yeah. So he kept it in, but then I realized, I was like, wait, like this is actually like fun. And I don't know, like I really did not think I could do it, but it's like you never know you can do something unless you do it. So I'm glad that he pushed me to do that.
Waking up to sunshine without you.
First off, it's my initials, Megan Elizabeth Hammond. But the second thing is, I started this off as like a joke before I did the periods in between, because I was like, I hope that when people come to my show, they're not gonna leave being like, damn, she was mad. Like, she's bad. Like, that was such a mess show. So I'm kind of just like taking it back and being like, yeah, well, if you think that, okay, but I don't know. I thought it was funny. But it's really funny when people come up to me on the street and they'll be like, yo, it's meh. Like, meh is such a weird thing to like cut off at the end. And I feel like people just kind of hang on to that age. Like, they're like, it's meh. Hey, meh. And I'm just like, hey. Honestly, the Aux. I miss that place so much. Like, that was like the first place that I'd ever like headlined, and like the first place I'd ever done like a show in Chicago, like my sophomore year. And it was like so important. Like, that show was so crazy because literally the day after that show, I had to fly home and sing at my aunt's funeral. So I feel like that was such a like cathartic experience for me, because it was kind of just like doing something that I love in two different like ways. Like, I literally flew, like I had this show and we like headlined it, and then it was late at night and I had to wake up at like 4 a.m. to go to the airport and like fly back home. Like, I don't even know if I slept. I literally did this, and it was like preparing for this show and then also working with people to like prepare this song. Like, Cassandra O'Neill and I, like, we worked very closely on this song. She's like, I want to help you with this song. She was like, I want to help you with this song because like we had a really deep connection. So yeah, the Aux for sure. Like, that was when I realized, especially, like, damn, like I could do this for a very long time.
Inside of me, block him, delete him. I don't wanna see him for anything.
Okay, so that's actually so funny. People like look at my Spotify bio, and I think that the way it must be worded, people must think that like I'm like a great violinist. I actually played violin from 3rd grade to 5th grade, and then that's why I was like, I tried to word it in a way that was like, you know, things that were musical in Megan's life, like from playing violin to this, that, and the third. But it's so funny, like this man who wrote like the Lyrical Lemonade article literally like said that, and I was like, dude, like I literally emailed my manager and I was like, dude, like I am not a violinist, like this, the last thing I remember on violin was me playing Ode to Joy and this like concert with everybody. Like I learned how to read sheet music in elementary school. I played the violin, but they didn't have strings at my middle school, so my mom sold my violin. So that was the end of my violin journey. But it's just funny because now, like, there are people who have read that article will be like, damn, I didn't know Meg could play the violin. And I'm like, dude, I'm not trying to fake the funk. I'm not trying to fake it. I'm not trying to, like, it's just so funny because I was emailing my manager and I was like, girl, like, I was like, now everybody gonna think I'm a violinist. They gonna think I'm Yo-Yo Mad for real, like. I have David Bowie tattooed on my leg. Yeah, he's he's one of my favorite artists ever. I just like the way that like he like bends like gender roles and things like that, and just like it's just so empowering. It just shows that like you can be whoever you are regardless of who you are. Like I don't know, I just think that that's so awesome. And then with music, he just does whatever he wants at any time. Like none of his albums sound the same. None of them. Erykah Badu, of course. I love her. I just love how it's same thing. Like she's able to like shapeshift essentially into whoever. Radiohead. There's too many, but the big ones for sure, like Radiohead. Tom York is like one of my favorite people in the universe. But I literally was just like so inspired by them. The list can go on literally forever, but I guess, yeah, Amy Winehouse, you know, just like, there's so many people. I don't even know, like, my dad showed me so many things when I was a kid, and I feel like that definitely made me who I am. Like, my first concert was Steely Dan when I was 5. So, yeah, it's like that, things like that, pretty much. It's all over the place. Honestly, there are so many. Like, there are a lot of people here and a lot of different sounds. Like, I love Piwa. Piwa's been one of my good friends since my freshman year at Columbia. She's killing it right now, and I've always wanted to collab with her. Her sound is just so cool. And in turn, like, I really want to collaborate with a lot of rappers. I love like collaborating with rappers, like singing like a hook or something. I love doing that. I'll sing backgrounds for anybody. But Sunny is super awesome. Sanight, I would totally collab with her. There are just too many awesome artists here that it's just like, oh, it's so lucky living in a city like Chicago, to be honest, because there's so many people here doing so many different things all the time. And I literally just like said, like, I want to have a music video, but I want to throw a prom. Like, I was like, I don't care. I was like, I have to throw a prom. It has to be in the 80s. There has to be a janitor. And it was just like so crazy because I just wanted everything very specifically. Like, I was like, this is what I want. And it was just so awesome to have a team that like wanted to bring my vision to life, and then also just have so many things to add. Because like, it takes a village, to be honest. Like, literally, but they executed my vision like so perfectly, and they were just so open to ideas, and we were all just kind of like giving ideas about what we wanted to do and how we wanted to do it. It just, you know, like, I'm never gonna be that person that is just like, I don't know, I've never felt like, I don't know, I feel really powerful in like mask clothing sometimes, as well as, you know, sometimes if I'm really feeling like really cute in like a dress or something. But I just always like to show that side of me in in the art, because it's just kind of like, you know, it is a side of me, you know? So I just want everybody to feel like there's something for them in my music and what I'm talking about, because it really does apply. I'm dropping a song on Halloween at midnight. It's called Running in Place. super awesome live instrumentation for the most part.